The manifest for everything is changing. Who we believed would be friends forever don't seem to be friends anymore.
Well, we all are affected, of course, on what's going on the other side of the Atlantic, the new tonality in international relations, that respect, that listening to each other isn't really a thing anymore.
There is a gap in the world, and I think that this is a chance for Europe, but also for Germany, to be engaged. There is an interdependence between international situations, international developments, and national developments, national politics. It's all linked with the situation, how secure, how free we can live here in Europe, in Germany.
It's very easy at this point of time to be pessimistic, I must say. If you see the challenges which come, challenges for the whole mankind, from climate to how do we deal with the numbers of refugees, how do we, the sparseness of water, how do we feed 10 billion people in this globe, what do we do with the wastewater, and you name it. So this is a lot of challenges, but instead of focusing all our brain capacity and all our money to this, we have to spend it for military expenses. Ammunition, tanks, and whatever. This is a wrong way.
We also very clearly do not only think about integration at the workforce, but do think about integration that we have as society as such.
Germany proved that it's able to act, that it's able to have a change in its mindset. And right now, I think we are in a crisis on an international level. I'm very confident that Germany and that the Germans are able to do this. We should say right now, we want to be engaged more, far more, in an international way than we have been before.
There are quite a lot of countries that want us to take leadership in certain decisions that we have to take as a country, but that also Europe has to take, European Union, but also Europe as a continent.
This is the time to actually be a little bit more confident about the interests and the needs that Germany has as well. It's a new time to discuss requirements.
You see, I lived most of my life in countries of the global south, maybe 30 years, 35 years. So most of my life I perceived the perception of non-Europeans. So we have to take into account the points of view of 80% of the world population. 80% live outside of the Western world. We have to think globally, and we should move away from an introspect of Eurocentrism or German centrism.
We are so many different people from so many different areas, from science, from economic, from politics, and we are very, very different when it comes to our political approach, but we have a common look on the reality. We discuss what are the problems, what should we do, what can we do, and what creations or what solutions could we create.
The energy transition is probably the best example for the requirement for collaboration and different disciplines coming together to solve probably one of the biggest challenges we face as a society, as a global society. I know that there are some very significant challenges that we face. However, I think collaboration is required. It's not actually a choice anymore. It's a real requirement. You'll find a readiness in the Global South to talk about collaboration in terms of meeting each other's interests and basically forge partnerships on a level playing field.
And I think one of the things that the Germans usually don't really think about, there's a huge interest also to collaborate with Germany and to build strong bridges. And that also means it's like we need to explore new opportunities, but we also need to change our own behavior of what do we expect, how do we actually embark on very much of partnership relations, and also confront the population with the truth. what is it that we have to do? What is it that we have to give up? What are the new ways that we have to embark on? And what is the new journeys that we actually have to do? Energy does never come from unhappiness. Energy never comes from frustration. If you want to move things, there also needs to be a positive side.
Europe is reacting together to what's happening, and Europe is always reacting and able to react to crisis moments. Here we are again, it's a massive crisis, and Europe is living up to it by finding new ways of further and strengthened cooperation, which makes me very hopeful, because it's also such a wonderful example that countries can overcome centuries of hostility and become a new political and people-driven union.
I think this is very important, to tell the people the story of what's really happening, and that if we want to keep the wealth that we're having, if we want to keep the safety that we're having, if we want to keep also the economic power that we're having, we need to face those challenges and seek to attract the best people in the world.
Make sure that we keep this spirit of positive thinking, because if we give it up, then we have lost.